And here we are. The next episode, I forget what number episode we're on now. But this episode is all about finances and transfers, which is probably the most exciting episode. Because this is what everyone wants to know. Everyone wants to know how to sign players, because that's basically what you want to do. You want to make your team better. So if we take a look at tactics, am I happy with Lallana there as my starting attacking mid? No. Am I going to look for someone else? Potentially, but if my finances allow it. Now let's click on this finance button here to the left. This doesn't look right, but you still get the premise, because this number here is definitely wrong. I think I've got an old database saved up. Anyway, your overall balance here, regardless of what it is, if it's 38 million, if it's 138 million, if it's 10 grand, depending on what team you are, that balance includes this and this. Okay, so your transfer budget and your wage budget. So if I was to go out and spend 36 million pounds on a player right now, this would go 36 million pounds down. I would be left with 2.5 million left. And as a club, that's not great. Now, for some reason, I know for a fact Liverpool have more than 38 million. And I know that they get a bigger budget than 36 million, so I don't know what's gone on here. But check your finances before you even look at signing anybody. You can look at your expenditure. When you're a couple of months into it, you can look at your wages. Who's on the highest wage? We've got 4 key players who are earning 619,000. But basically, summary, you've got this much money. Just remember that it comes out of this budget here. So if you've got 38 million and you go and spend 38 million, you're going to be zero. Then if your expenditure is more than your income, you're going to be down, you're going to be losing money. You'll be sacked on financial basis. Looking over here then, under this, original budget was 36.2 million, which is what it is. And any player we sell, we get 75% of the transfer revenue made available. So the club takes 25%. And that goes into things like your... it just goes into things that aren't really to do with the game. Just takes it off you. But then if you look to build a stadium and stuff, that money goes towards it, so that's not too bad. We've got 3.185 wage budget, and we're currently spending 3.38. We've got £150,000 spare there to sell a player. Next season's wage budget is going to rise to 3.3 million, so you just got to remember that. You can make an adjustment by sliding this. You can only do this after you've told the team your expectations, which pops up on your inbox, so make sure you skip through a couple of days to find that before you can do this. So I could put it to 40 million, but then I'd only have 60,000 to spend on wages. So let's keep it at 31.6. Next, you want to click on this scouting button here. This, if you can see, it's got 72 remaining. This is a scout report that my scouts have devised for me. You can acknowledge, you can get an analysis report, you can make an offer, you can offer him a trial, or you can discard. I suggest, so this is for Christian Eriksen, you can click his attributes, see his attributes, you can see his position and roles, you can see his medical history, scout report. I always click on attributes. Acknowledge him. Next time you come across him, you've got all this information. Here it says his estimated wage and his estimated cost. Ridiculous. So we acknowledge him. Goes to 16 remaining. Now it's telling me I could get all back. It'll cost me an estimated cost of 90 million and an estimated wage between these two. Just tell you where a star player from the Premier Division sides currently playing at close to full potential and will be a superb signing. Telling me John Stones that they don't want to sell him. He's valued at 33 million. Grant Xhaka, we've got Marcos Puyol. Yeah, I can't be spelled Puyol. Paulo? Yeah, Paulo, definitely. Looking at his stats, he's pretty shit. We move on. Robert Lewandowski. Cost, that's not actually that much for Lewandowski. I thought it'd go more. Especially when a card is 99 million, there's a slight interest. Extremely interested on Ezekiel Palacios. He plays centre midfield. He can play also on the wings. Davinson Sanchez, Neymar, Ben Chilwell, James Ward-Prowse. Not a bad player. I've signed him before. Ryan Fraser. Good winger. Could be a good backup, but obviously he's got his pros and cons there. Blah, 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 blah. If anyone pops up there that you like, brilliant. Like, make an offer. See what you can do. Next, what you want to do is you want to click players. And this brings up this screen here. Now, the first thing to note is this box and this box. If I untick this, it's going to list every player by price and wage. All the best players in the world. If I click interested in, these are all the best players in the world who are interested in joining my squad. So Eriksen's interested in coming, Icardi's interested, Insigne is interested, Sane is interested. Doesn't mean they'll definitely come. It just means they definitely won't say no straight away. You then click new search, brings this box up, and you can click striker. It's just going to list all the strikers. Then you can untick striker. You could click attacking midfielder. If you click more than two, it's going to list the players who can play in these two positions. If you click that, it's going to list the players who can play in all of them. Maybe if you click that and then hold in midfield, there won't be many players who can play that. But we're looking for, I'll tick all these, an attacking midfielder. Okay. Transfer status, you can ask it to search for anyone who is transfer listed. I didn't mean to press any, I meant to press listed. Now I'm looking over here, the best player plays for Brentford who is listed. So let's just put that as any. You can have loan listed, players who are available for loan. Contracts, you could look for players who are expiring in a year, 6 months, might make them a bit cheaper. Expired, you could look for free agents. Role, I want him to be able to play attacking midfielder, that's the player I'm doing. And then you can pick attributes. So, do you want him to be great at dribbling? You can click yes. If I clicked yes, and then I could say I want him at least 15 out of 20. Then it's gonna narrow it down a little bit more. To remove that, you just press this little circle button here. And I always drop the age to what I'm after. So I'm actually after a young attacking midfielder. You press this, these are all the people who are interested. Now I've only got 31 million. So I'm going to have to look a little bit further down here. See who we can afford. As it happens, not many people. Arsenio could come, Bruno Fernandes could come, Danny Olmo. Never heard of him. Not the greatest amount of people. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an offer for Arsenio. He's worth 34 million. You click on his name. Click. You go to transfer and then you go to make an offer. It brings up this screen here. It tells you how much we've got money here. So you can up this, you can lower it, you can just click this and click a quick one. So we're going 30 million. Transfer date, end of season in Spain, end of season in England, or immediate. We want immediate. It does have a minimum release clause fee of 628 million. Ignore that. And then you can do one of two things. You can make an offer or you can suggest terms. If I suggest terms, it'll tell me how much they will want. They want 122 million from. I'm going to say, no, let's just go in with a £30 million bid, make an offer, and then you get to see. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to make an offer for someone really shocking, like Taylor Richards. No, maybe not Taylor Richards. Who plays for a shit team? Just so we can show how that. Where's the guy from Preston gone? There we go. So Josh Harrop. He looks a fucking good player, to be fair. And then you can check his history by pressing history. Used to play for United, then went to Preston for 500 grand. So let's click back on overview, and we want to go transfer, make offer, and now he looks a pretty good player. He's a young player. We're going to offer them 10 million, and then we're going to suggest terms. Preston feel that the offer is acceptable and are pleased to have such swift negotiations. Finalise offer. Okay. Then we can just press this button over here, just it takes you to the next day. I've already introduced myself to the squad, and Harrop has been accepted. So if someone accepts, you get this here, and this is contracts. Underneath, the contract that's been offered, or he's offered us, he's very interested in. He's on backup, so he's the lowest person. If you pick him as a key player, he will expect to play every single game. If you pick him as a backup, he won't expect to play hardly ever, and you won't ever hear anything from him. You can have a look at his existing contract. He's a first teamer. He's on £5 a week. He had a £74,000 signing on fee, and this was what he was getting. So he was getting 1.5 appearance. He was getting £500 a goal. He was getting a K unused substitute fee. So you can compare that to the current offer. Obviously, he's playing. He's stepping up. He's 22 years old, so he's coming into like his not into his prime, but like he's not a youngster anymore, really. I think 18,000 is a little bit too much, so I'm gonna say 17,000 with a £400,000 sign-on fee that will come out of your transfer budget. Agent wants 400,000, no. But because I've lowered them, what I am gonna do is, if he does score, he can have 2.5k, an unused substitute fee. Drop that to 3. And a yearly wage rise of that. You can also add a bonus. So, let's say he gets an international cap. Where's that gone? If he gets an international cap, we'll give him 10 grand. And that's first team, not under 21s. You can also add a clause. So if he reaches 30 goals, we can give him 1.2 million, yeah. So once he's at 30 goals, he gets 1.2 million. You can suggest these terms. Deal works for him. We finalise. That deal's going through. We press inbox, we carry on. Just reject that. So our assistant under 23 managers proposed a friendly match. I'm going to reject it. New England accept friendly proposal. I have no idea why. You can click schedule on this side and just have a look who you're playing. So let's just go and complete this transfer. It's good to read all these things. You learn a lot about the game. Like that. So hopefully we can get this. So Wolves want Origi on loan. Origi. We're never going to play him. We can ask them for a monthly fee. They're going to pay 40% of his wage. I'm going to ask for 50% of his wage, because then that's more wage we're not offering. And he's going to be a rotation player, but I want him to be first team, so I want him to be playing striker. And then we can suggest them terms. They're only going to pay 40%, but they are happy doing this, so that's fine by me. Accept. We have an injury update. We have a risk. This is a good thing to look at. Injury susceptibility, very high. If it's very high, don't play him, is my little rule of thumb. Training load's been pretty heavy, but it's because it's pre-season. Just look at the susceptibility and never play someone who's high or fairly high, unless you absolutely have to. Player development summary. Nathan Phillips is gone. They say I should put him back in the under 23s, but we haven't got a defender, so let's not. Smith to meet the media. This is what a press conference looks like. So they ask you this question: what are your initial thoughts of Liverpool? You can answer any of these with any of these. So let's just say passionately, very excited. Many people think that Liverpool's wage budget is simply too small to bring in a high quality of player. I'm going to agree. The budget has been set. I'll work with what I've got. No talks are planned, whatever. Depending on how you answer this, you can add like you can say this, and if you this just adds on to anything like this. You can get banned from the fined by the FA. Let's just click all these. So I aren't really bothered what I'm saying because I'm not going to carry the save on after this series. But look how long this is. Like, if you've got the time to do that, then, you know, if you really want to get immersed, that's fine. But I just want to play games. I just want to see how well I can do with the squad. So Asenio got rejected. Obviously, you can go back in with a counter offer, or you can just cancel the offer. Let's cancel the offer. Then you can answer these again. Some of this one question, but mostly they're quite big. Duncan's turned professional. Bobby Duncan. Is he the one who's related to? You can go into here. You can go into information. It'll tell me his favourite people. Favourite personnel. Steven Gerrard relation. It is him. It is him. Right, come on. Let's complete this signing. Sturridge has been injured. He's out for 1 to 3 days. Shock. This tells you about the fair player thing. Just have a read through it. Are we hitting it? We'll never know because I ain't gonna read it. But you should read it. Right, let's try and complete this transfer. Come on, Josh Harrop. Match preparation. So our familiarity already by training has gone from not so good to not too bad. Here we go. Here we go. Josh Harrop set to sign. So it gives you all the information here. He's set to sign for 10 million, 17 grand a week. This is his bonuses and clauses. You can delay it, and 9 times out of 10 they'll accept the delay, and it delays it for a week, or you can just accept. Harrop is signed. He won't actually be in your squad until the next day, so you just proceed for 1 day. Liverpool finalise. Now this is where you can register him in the squad, assign a squad number. If he doesn't speak English, this is where it will say send on a language course. Always click that. We won't add him to anything yet because we haven't registered anyone. That's it. That's the end of this episode, really. That's how you search for players. Scouting wise, I've never done scouting. When it comes to like the scouting center or assignments, I don't do this. This is why I set my scouts to do their own stuff in the staff menu. I literally just press players and, you know, just search for them. You can clear the search and then do a new search, and you could look for goalkeepers. Goalkeepers that are listed potentially. Let's have a look. That's okay. We've got these people here. If you knew who you were going to sign, you can just literally type his name in. So if I was to try and sign Fekir, type his name in. Naby Fekir's there. Look, transfer, make an offer, suggest terms. They want 60 million for him. Accept the demands. I haven't got 60 million to play, but that's how you do it. If I wanted to sign Ronaldo, you type Ronaldo in. Cristiano Ronaldo at the top. Make an offer. Just terms. Juventus believe that the offer for Ronaldo is unacceptable. What if we were to do 120 million? Oh, you could. That's the thing. Sorry, I forgot to say this. You can only suggest terms once. So after that, you're just literally guessing. And if they accept an offer, it can be too late. Oh, they accepted it. Finalize that. We haven't got 60 million to spend on him. So that's the end of that. So the next episode is literally how to play the match. And we can get into that in the next one. Again, I don't know what's going to happen here. I've never done this before. We're just going to be in debt. So we go to finances now. 10 million has come out of our overall balance because we signed Josh Harrop. So 21 million is left in our transfer budget with 28 million left in our overall balance. This has gone up slightly because obviously of his £17,000 a week. And that's about it for that episode. Hopefully you've learned something in this episode and you are progressing with your FM save pretty quickly. There is a lot more things to check out, but as I said, just click on Medical Center speaks for itself. You just have to read through it. You know, his match loads light, training load, average respectability. You can click on training. And where is it? You can edit it. You can do calendar. You can do schedules. monitoring individual's a good one, because you could just click Harrop and say you could ask him to learn how to play striker, keep line forward, and then just play just for the next month. Just play around with it, literally. So apart from the match, that's really just an absolute basic of how to set your team up, how to start playing FM, and just play around with it. Play around with your tactics. If Mane is not playing well as an inside forward, maybe change him to a different position. If you don't want your keeper being too sweeper keepery, just stick him as a keeper. Don't worry too much about this familiarity, because say box-to-box midfielder for One Houser, he's not fully green, but when you click on him, click on box-to-box, he actually ticks every box apart from long shots. You know what I mean? Like, he would make a great box-to-box midfielder, and the more he plays in this position, the higher this will get anyway. That's just his familiarity of the position. He's absolutely smashed every single one of these that's highlighted, apart from finishing. I won't worry too much about it. Same with ball winning midfielder. Look how bad he is at ball winning midfielder. Yeah, he's got 12 marking, 13 tackling. He's good at concentration. He's strong and agile. He'd make a great a great ball winning midfielder. Just don't let that put you off. That's just because he's not used to playing there. So apart from that, be sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell. Leave a comment if you like. I will get back to you in the comment section. And for another week, goodbye. And look after your family. Give that special one a little text.